Hello, good morning, students. Um, so far, I discussed second main of exercise 8.3. Um, Today, I am going to discuss about third, fourth, and fifth main of exercise 8.3. So, you can note down the third question of exercise 8.3. I will read the question. The population of a city decreased from 25,000 to 24,500. Find the percentage decrease. Here, what you need to do is first you need to find how much population is decreased. The city population was 25,000, and after some time it decreased to 24,500. Okay, by looking at the numbers only you can tell 500 peoples had died, or maybe they left, whatever it may be the cause, whatever it may be the reason for to leave that city, but it decreased by 500 peoples. Now I need to calculate the percentage decrease also. So third question you can note down directly. I can go to solution. Third solution. First you need to write the given initial population of the city. Initial population of the city is 25,000. After some time the population of the city was, or after population after some time, we can write population after some time. The population after some time became 24,500. Therefore decrease in population is equal to 25,000 minus 24,500, which is nothing but a 500 decrease, right? So decrease in the population is a 500. Now I need to calculate percentage decrease. Percentage of decrease. Percentage decrease in population. Look, this is the population decrease for 25,000. Initial population was 25,000. For every 25,000, 500 peoples are decreasing. Then what do you mean by percentage? For every 100, how many peoples are decreasing? That is nothing but a percentage. Okay. For always remember, for what you are calculating, percentage decrease in population, how you are calculating percentage decrease, therefore how much decreased you should write in the numerator. Okay, numerator divided by the initial population. Always remember, you must take initial population as a denominator. You should not take the population after some time. In any case, whatever problem it may be, initial price, initial population, okay, that only you have to take. So initial population was 25,000. This is a fraction. This is in a fraction form. 500 out of 25,000 is decreased. Therefore, to convert this fraction into percentage, what you need to do? You need to multiply it with the 100 by 1. 100 by 1. Therefore, equality sign, and it continues. 500 into 100 divided by 25,000 into 1 is a 25,000. Now you can see in the denominator total 3 zeros are there. In the numerator you can cancel 3 zeros. It may be of your choice. I will cancel these two, and 1 0 with this. Okay. And what remains? Here 50 remains. Here nothing. 50 into 1, 50 only. Here 25 remains. 25 ones are 25, 25 twos are 50. Therefore, what 2 by 1, which is nothing but a 2%. Therefore, the percentage decrease of the population is 2%. 2% has been decreased, means for every 100 people, 2 people are dying. For every 100 people, 2 people are dying. Therefore, for 25,000, 500 people are dying. Okay, it's very simple. You can note down or you can take this screenshot. By the time you note down, I will read the fourth question. You can just look into your textbook. If you don't have textbook, please purchase textbook. Arun bought a car for 3,50,000. The next year, the price went up to rupees 3,70,000. What was the percentage price increase? This problem is about decrease. It may be anything. It may be decrease in population, decrease in price, decrease in marks, okay, decrease in any commodity. Now this case was increase. Then the fourth question is a case of increase. The car price was 3,50,000, and after 1 year the price went up to 3,70,000. The price has been increased by 20,000. What was the percentage increase? For 3,50,000 it increased 20,000. It rose by 20,000. Now if we both are discussing about a percentage, then we are talking in terms of 100. For every 100 rupees, how much price went up? For every 100, how much price increased is nothing but a percentage. Okay. Therefore, you can note down the fourth question. First, try to write what is given in the question. Okay. First, note down what is given in the question. Initial price of the car. The initial price of the car was 3,50,000. The price of the car after 1 year, the price of the car after 1 year is equals to rupees 3,70,000. Okay, 3,70,000. Therefore, you can clearly observe the price has been increased. Therefore, increase in price is equal to increase in price is equal to 3,70,000 minus 3,02,000, which is nothing but 20,000 rupees has been increased. Now what I need to calculate? Percentage increase in price. The previous problem, what I told you but what you are calculating percent is increase. That increase must be in a numerator. How much it is increased? 20,000. Initial price must be in the denominator. What was the initial price? 3,50,000. This is a fraction now. Fraction to percentage. Fraction to percentage. Solve it. 20,000 into 100 divided by 3,50,000 into 1. Is it 3,50,000? Okay. Now 1, 2, 3, 4. Total 4 last zeros. Only we can cancel last zeros. 4 last zeros you can cancel. Here total 2, 4, 6 are there. Out of 6 you can cancel only 4 because you have 4 in the denominator. What I will do? I will choose these 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 zeros. Okay. What remains? You write 2 by 2 into 100. And here 35 remain, right? 2 into 100 becomes 200 by 35. 200 by 35. You can divide the 200 by 25 by normal division method also, or you can cancel it with the 5 table. I will use 5 table. 5 7s are 35, 5 4s are 20, 5 0 0. 40 by 7. 40 by 7. Again 7. In 7 I don't have 40. 7 5s are 35. 7 1s are 7. 7 5s are 35. 5 remains. To make that 5 into 50, I will give a decimal, it will become 50. But I don't have 50 in 7 table. 7 7s are 49. Again 1 remains. 1 and 1 0 becomes 10. 7 1s are 10. So it will continue up to like this. So final what I am going to get is 5.71%. You can use a normal division method. Then also we are going to get a 5.71%. Okay. You can note down the solution. Fifth question, I will read fifth question for you all, and this is a one more problem I will solve for you, that is from the interest, that is from the simple interest section. Before solving that question from simple interest part, I will first discuss what do you mean by simple interest and what are the terms involved in that. But relating to percentage, I think this is the last one, percentage profit loss. This is the last question, fifth question. I will read the question for you all. I buy a TV for rupees 10,000 and sell it at a profit of 20%. How much money do I get for it? Look, I am buying a TV for 10,000 and I want to sell it at a profit of 20%. Means for every 100 rupees, I want 20 rupees as a profit. Okay. Then finally, for how much I need to sell it? Means I want selling price. I have a cost price, I have profit percentage, I want SP I want a selling price. So first I need to calculate how much profit I want to make it. 20% means how much rupees it will become. First note now. What is given in the question? First note down. I buy a TV means CP equals to rupees 10,000. It's 10,000 and sell it at a profit of means profit percentage is given. Profit percentage is equal to 20%. And what I want profit as well as SP. Both I want. Without profit, I cannot say what is SP, right? Okay, very simple. So 20% of CP it is. Profit percentage is always 20% of CP. First I will calculate the profit. Profit is equal to 20% of CP. 20% of CP. Therefore 20% means 20 by 100 of means into CP is how much? 10,000 by 1. I will continue it here only. 20 into 10,000 divided by 100 into 1 is 100. Okay, you can cancel any two zeros. Cancel these two. What remains? 20 into 100 divided by 1, which is nothing but P becomes how much? As I am calculating P, no? Profit I am calculating. Profit is 20 into 100 is 2,000. 2,000 rupees. So profit is 2,000. We all know that profit is equal to SP minus CP. We all are very well aware with this formula. Profit is equal to SP minus CP. If I want SP, what I need to do according to the simple equation? I can move this minus CP from RHS to LHS. No. First I will reverse this. SP minus CP is equal to P. I will reverse this equation because it is a simple equation. If I want SP, what I will do? I will send this minus CP from LHS to RHS. Therefore, SP is equal to P at its place minus CP. If it comes, it will become plus CP. Therefore, the formula for SP becomes profit plus CP. Therefore, I want profit I calculated. It's 2,000. Now I want SP. For how much he sold that TV? SP is equal to profit. Profit is how much? 2,000. CP is how much? 10,000. Therefore, SP is equal to 12,000 rupees. If I sell a TV which I bought it for 10,000 at a profit of 20%, then I must get rupees 12,000 in my hand. Then only I am selling it for a 20%. Okay? I hope you got my point. This is the fifth solution. This is the calculation of ST calculation. Second part it is. This is the first part. This is the second part of the solution. Okay. Can take screenshot of the solution. Students, one more question from this 8.3 I will solve. That is the 9th question. Okay, 9th main of 8.3 I will solve. Before going to 9th main, I want to discuss few points regarding the simple interest. Few points regarding the simple What do you mean by simple interest? In Kannada, simple interest means ಬಡ್ಡಿ. ಯಾವಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಡ್ಡಿ ಬೀಳುತ್ತಾ? ನಾವು ಲೋನ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡಾಗ. Okay, whenever we take a loan from any bank or any from person or any private organization, then we have to pay interest for it. Interest, simple interest. Okay, simple interest ಎರಡು ಟೈಪ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Simple interest, compound interest. Compound interest you are going to learn in 8th or 9th. Okay, maybe simple interest you are going to study in this 7th. Simple interest is very simple. ಬಡ್ಡಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಸರಳ ಬಡ್ಡಿ ಅಂತೀವಿ ಕನ್ನಡದೊಳಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ. ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟಿಗೆ ಬಡ್ಡಿ. ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಲೋನ್ ನೀವೇನು ದುಡ್ಡು ತೊಗೊತಿರಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತೀವಿ ನಾವು? ಸಾಲ ಅಂತೀವಿ. ಲೋನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ಲೋನ್ ನಾವು ಸಾಲ ಅಂತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, suppose let's assume one situation where I am taking a loan from a bank to build a home. Okay, you may call it as a home loan. ನಾನು ಒಂದು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನ ಒಂದು ಲೋನ್ ತೊಗೊತಾ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ ಒಂದು ಮನಿ ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕಂತ. ಆವಾಗ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಇಫ್ ಐ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಅ ಲೋನ್ ಆಫ್ 10 lakh rupees. ಓಕೆ, ಒಂದು ಲೋನ್ಗೆ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು. ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ನನಗೆ 10 lakh rupees ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. $10 lakh ನನಗೆ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ದುಡ್ಡು ಏನು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ನನಗೆ ಕೊಡುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ದ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಬೈ ದಿ ಲೋನ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋನ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಾಲ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆರ್ ಅ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಾಲ್. Look here, PRINCIPAL ಅದ. This PL is different. This PAL is different. Okay, PLE means that is different. ಈ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ the whatever the path on which we are ಮೂವಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಲೈಫ್. ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ಸ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಉದ್ದೇಶಗಳಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಓಕೆ, ಗಾಂಧಿಯನ್ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ಸ್, ಓಕೆ, ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅರಿಸ್ಟಾಟಲ್ ಏನಾದರೂ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಇದು ಬೇರೆ. ಈ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಾಲ್ PAL ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಓವರ್ ಆಲ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ loan procedure, this amount is very important. Therefore this is known as a principal amount or a principal and indicated by the letter P ಇಂದ ಇಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, and bank will not give the amount simply for any service. It levy interest. ಅವರು ಬಡ್ಡಿ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾವ ಥರ ಬಡ್ಡಿ? ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಬಡ್ಡಿ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ it may sanction the amount for 12% per annum. 12% per annum. P.A. means per annum. Per means for every. Per means for every. Annum means year. Okay, annum means year. 12% per annum. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವಿಂತ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತೀವಿ. ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ interest. Rate of interest is indicated by the letter capital R. Okay, so R ಯಾವ ಥರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ 12% per annum. 12% per annum ಅಂದ್ರೇನು 100 rupeesಗೆ for every year for every 100 you need to pay 12 rupees. You got my point. 12% ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು ಪ್ರತಿ 100 ರೂಪಾಯಿಗೆ ಪ್ರತಿ 1 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಡ್ಡಿ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು, ನಾನು 12 rupees ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಆ ಥರ ಈ 10 ಲ್ಯಾಕಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೋ ಅದನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ನಾವು. ಓಕೆ, ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನೋನ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಅ ಟೈಮ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್. ಎಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷವರೆಗೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್, ಹೌದಲ್ಲ? ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಸರ್ಟನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ನೋ ಟು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಲೋನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ 5-year loan, 7-year loan, 1-year loan, 6-month loan, 3 months loan. There are many different time slots for different type of loans. ನಾವು ಯಾವ ಥರ ನೀವು ಲೋನ್ ತೊಗೊಳ್ತೀರಿ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಸ್ಲಾಟ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್, ಟೈಮ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಇಯರ್ಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಇನ್ ಇಯರ್ಸ್, ವರ್ಷದ ಲೆಕ್ಕದೊಳಗೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಡಿಕೇಟೆಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ಲೆಟರ್ ಟಿ. So it may be 1 year, 2 year. Suppose if any person takes a loan for 6 months, it can be expressed in 1/2 year, half year. Okay, if any person takes a loan for 3 months, it can be expressed as 1/4 year. Likewise, it may be in months, it may be in days, it may be in years. The condition is that T must be in years only. Okay, and rate of interest must be in per annum, for every annum only, and this principal amount. Then for our simple interest is indicated by the shortly it can be written as SI. Okay, and there is one equation which connects all these different dots. Simple interest, P, R and T. Total 4 coordinates are there: SI, P, R, T. These all 4 points are connected by one formula. You can note down that formula. Very important formula. 3 marks question can be asked from this section. Simple interest is equal to P into R into T divided by 100. This is the formula to calculate SI. Not only SI, out of this 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Out of this 4, if you know any 3, you can calculate the 4th one. If you know SI, P and R, you can tell about a T. Okay, if you know SI, P and T, you can tell about a rate of interest. If you know SI and RT, you can tell about a P. If you know any 3, you can calculate 4th one. But if you don't know any 2, then it's quite impossible. Okay, it's quite difficult to say. If you know SI and P, you can't say about R and T. You may get 2 different answers. Okay, so if you know any 3, you can calculate the 4th one. You just note down this formula. In next question, we are going to use this formula, okay, repeatedly. There are many questions in this exercise 8.3, but I am only concentrating on the important questions because we don't have more time to complete all questions. Okay, so note down 9th question, 9th May. This is the page number 20. Okay, there find the amount to be paid at the end of 3 years, at the end of 3 years in each case. In each case. Principal first I will solve a question. You can see that find the amount to be paid at the end of 3 years in each case. In question A, principal is rupees 1200 at a 12% per annum. Look here. What do you mean by amount here? Amount is the last amount you can pay to the bank to close your loan. Remember, finally, suppose if I take 1000 from any bank at a rate of interest, 12%, at a rate of interest 12%, for 1 year it will become 120 rupees. For 1 year the interest becomes 120 rupees. And what is the principal amount? 1000 rupees. Now how much money I need to pay to the bank at the end of 1 year to close my loan? The principal plus interest, that 1000 rupees what I have taken from the bank plus interest 120 rupees interest, total final amount what I need to pay is a 1120 rupees to close the loan. Okay, amount means the last amount you need to pay to close the loan. Simple interest means only interest. Principal means the amount you have taken from the bank. Amount means the last amount. Principal plus interest is known as the amount. Let's move to the solution. You write what is given in the question. You write. See, for A, B, the time period is same. Find the amount you need to calculate at the end of the 3 year. Means time period is same. Principal is 1200 at 12% per annum. So first write P is how much? Rupees 1200. Okay. R means what? Rate of interest. R is how much? 12% per annum. Right. T is how? What is T? T is same for A and B question. That is 3 years. What you need to calculate? You need to calculate SI and say what is the amount. Okay. The formula to calculate the SI is, first you need to calculate SI, then only you can say about A. So the formula to calculate SI is SI is equal to P into T into R upon 100. So substitute the values. SI is equal to P is how much? 1200. T is 3, R is 12 divided by 100. Okay. Look here. Here 2 zeros you can cancel. What remains? 12 into 3 into 12 divided by 1 remains. In next step you can leave that 1. 12 3s are 36 into 12. This is all SI basic. Okay. 36 into 12, 360, 360 and 2 more. 432. Answer is 432. So if you take 1200 rupees at the rate of 12% per annum for 3 years, the interest becomes rupees 432. And the final amount, what is the final amount you need to pay to the bank? Final amount is always P plus SI. Principal, the amount what you have taken from the loan, P plus the interest. Therefore, amount is equal to P is rupees 1200 plus 432. Therefore, amount is nothing but 1632 rupees. Okay, I hope you got my point. This is the way how you can calculate SI and A. Even though if they ask A, it's compulsory to calculate SI, because without SI you cannot say what is A. Note down. In B problem, okay, in what is the B question? Principal is rupees 7,500 at 5% per annum. The 3 years same, again SI and A you need to calculate. This part is also same, here it will change. At a 5%, the situation is different. Principal is rupees 7,500 at 5% annum for 3 years. What is the amount? Final amount it is need to be paid. Same, everything is same. Equation is same. Just you need to substitute. SI is equal to P is 7,500 into T. 3 years into R. R is 5%. 5% means you need to take 5 and divided by 100. Look here, last two zeros gone. What remains? 75 into 3 into 5, because here 1 remains. 75. 3 5s are 15. You can leave this one. Now multiply 75 into 15. $1,125. So if you take 7,500 for 3 years at a rate of 5% per annum, the interest becomes 1,125. What is the final amount? Final amount you need to pay to the bank is A is equal to P plus SI, the amount you have taken from the bank and as well as interest. Therefore, A is equal to amount you have taken from the bank is actually 7,500 plus interest is 1,125. Therefore, final amount becomes 7,000 is 8,625 rupees. Okay, you can try few more questions from the example solved in the textbook. These two are enough to understand the usage of this formula. SI is equal to P into T into R divided by 100. Okay, if you have any doubts or queries, you can directly call or you can message me. Thank you one and all. Have a nice day. In next session, I am going to start the next chapter, that is rational numbers. Be prepared and write all notes in a proper classwork. Okay, thank you one and all. Have a nice day. Bye.